All right, go ahead.
Okay, welcome back. Last thing you did was accept a summons. Well, you turned in your reward from the inn Everland, and he gave you a flask of wine. You sipped it and ended up in Moongleam Tower. The proprietor there said that the Harpers who run the area have been monitoring the situation for some time, and they believe that you may be able to find answers to the questions of why these giants are acting up to the north, and they've offered to send you to Mirabar.
I believe we had a teleportation network at
Yes, you
hand.
have been giving a network of teleportation runes. I believe you have a handout that shows you the different
Yes.
cities you
Yep.
can go. Mirabar is one of the ones that they can take you to pretty much immediately.
Mirabar, Everland, Neverwinter, Yarder, Cloudwater, and Waterdeep. Okay, well, that'll help cut down on travel future. But unless anyone has any other questions, I mean, we were supposed to meet up with some hero.
Yes,
Rung?
they told you to
Throm?
meet
Throb?
Harshnag.
Oh, I was way off.
Harshnag, the wielder of Gert's great axe and a hero of Waterdeep.
That's right.
Right.
And before you're going, the Archmage said that you should take the time to explore Everland and stock up on anything you might want on your trip.
Mm-hmm.
The Archmage will look at you all and say, unless you have some sort of magical way to protect you from the cold, I'd recommend winter gear, cloaks and furs to line your armor, that the biting chill of the snows of the north doesn't wear down your resolve or leave you out with frostbite.
That sounds like an excellent suggestion. Thank you. We go find that. Legitimately though, is there like a general store or like a or
Is there a
Well,
Snuggie
at the same
factory?
time would anyone be selling that in Everland? You're nowhere near the frozen north. It might
Well,
be
you know,
better to look
Everland
for
is a
it
big
in Mirabar.
a big mercantile city, so people from all over the continent of Faerun tend to congregate there. It wouldn't be uncommon to find a place that might specialize in cold weather gear, but the Archmage will say if you're in Mirabar, it's probably cheaper
Yeah, that's what
because
I'm thinking,
it's
because
more of a
Mirabar
common.
seems to be on the border of the frozen north, so it might be easier for us, but at the same time, if we're to
Yeah.
meet this hero was it in Mirabar or near Mirabar, and we're going to, you know,
He just said the Mirabar Harpers would have a better idea of where to meet Harshnag.
okay.
Harshnag has a hunch, and he thinks it starts in the north near the spine of the Allfather.
Oh, okay.
Even without a history check, you'll know that Mirabar
Uh,
is the richest city of the north. So it's good chance that it's like they'll have a lot of things for sale.
I think it's better to stock up there then, but unless you think just going to Mirabar would be too cold for our sickly constitutions.
Are you asking that to the Archmage?
Yes.
As well, it's a very accommodating city. Travelers come in and out. Mostly they're accustomed to the cold, like dwarves and northern men. But you can take a snow day or two. Then having the right gear would probably waylay any of the fears of winter survival, unless you get lost in the north.
Speaking of, what season is it?
Currently, you're in spring, but that far up north, it's kind of like an eternal snow.
That's true, but I think the winters would be worse.
The winters would be much worse, but
Yes.
there's still a light snowfall, and it's wise to just stock up on things that can keep you warm when
I
you're
was
camping.
just making sure we wouldn't arrive to -40 and just immediately freeze over.
The Archmage will say if you're out there trying to survive, bringing a flask or two of oil might help start fires when the wood is already soaked to the board.
That's a very good point, too. Look out, it's a cold snap. You have to outrun it.
Oh god, it's like a day after tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as Quaid beats the cold by throwing a door at it.
Oh my goodness.
yes.
But I think we're
Um,
okay stocking up there, but if anyone has any other type of gear they'd like to find here, I think we had already kind of silvered our weapons and magicked.
No,
much as we
because you,
could.
you wanted to go to the inn straight
forget.
away.
No, I mean in Tribor even, we spent a lot of money.
Yes.
They had a good blacksmith. I forget, does an explorer's pack have the cold weather gear? Get what's inside it.
I don't believe it does.
Nah.
I think the best thing in the Explorer's Pack is that it's got a rope.
Okay, backpack,
And
bedroll,
fire.
mess kit. Okay, so it's literally just things to survive. And yeah, you're right, 50 feet of hempen rope.
So the Explorer's Pack has a lot of like basic stuff, but for cold weather survival,
Yeah,
you
we
probably
need
want a
special
cloak,
gear.
an extra blanket, and some sort of lining for armor made of fur. The mage will say that they can prepare the circle for transport to Mirabar, but it'll take a couple of hours. So
Oh, well, might as
that
well stock up
downtime-
here then.
yeah, you could
Yeah.
go out, you could rest, you could pick up any magical items you think you might need along the way.
I definitely don't have the money for that.
I mean, I've got like a 250 gold. I might be able to find something of interest, but at the same
Archmage
time,
will say if you're particularly fond, unless you're particularly fond of that horse and wagon you came in on, we could buy it for a decent price.
I'm assuming it can't travel with us.
No, unfortunately, the teleportation circle isn't that big. And
Okay.
taking
And also, a
animals
horse would
is
most
weird.
likely die in the cold.
Yes. And
Are there
people-
cold weather, like, I guess, snow dogs? Never mind.
Well, I mean, horses can survive up there if they're
You need a long hair
well-maintained.
pony, I think.
Yeah, you'll need to protect them. You'll have to have some barding that can give them some protection elements. But with this teleportation circle, the idea of having horses to go to capital cities seems kind of silly if you could just teleport.
Yep.
Yes. At the same time, though, we'll need some type of travel, because walking is going to be awful. At least until I get some type of magic method of movement. Mm-hmm.
You mean like a toboggan?
Yes, that is magical.
The Archmage will say,
Or
well,
a giant
you
crab.
You are working for the Harpers. Tell you what, I'll make you a voucher, and if you leave your horse and wagon here, you can collect another one in the next city you go to in exchange for the voucher.
Is this like a rental thing? Can we keep doing that if we return it to the Harpers?
As long as you keep returning the horse and carriage in
Excellent.
relative condition, then you can continue that.
It seems we seem to have run into a case of drive-by giant rock. What's your policy on that?
Did you file the insurance paperwork?
Got
I
a
know.
duplicate right here.
Did you have the giant's information?
Can we get giant insurance, please?
uh,
Or is that a pre-existing condition?
call it a hazardous occupation or an occupational hazard.
In all
I
seriousness,
mean, really,
though,
it's kind of both, isn't it?
if you all want to get us some cold weather gear, I kind of want to scour the town, see if I can find any magical curios in my downtime. See if I can find something of interest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can find some stuff or some cold weather gear, some traps, maybe
Okay.
like bigger traps or
the
things.
cold weather gear is easy. There are various merchants from the north able to sell you surpluses that they haven't been able to sell over in the north. A full pack for one person would cost about 20 gold.
Hmm.
That would include
Okay.
cloaks, bedroll.
Everyone
and-
can fund that, correct?
Yeah, I have 109 gold.
Yeah, I can fund it, but we haven't actually gone to Mirabar, right? We're still in
No.
Everland.
No, you're
Well,
still
we
Neverland,
have
right?
time though, so might as well buy it now.
I suppose, but if it's cheaper in Mirabar, why wait? Why spend the extra money?
That's fair enough, but I mean, 20 gold.
Out of 115, that's like 20% of my gold, man.
That's fair enough. You guys spent your money already. I've had no real reason to do so.
Okay, so nobody's gonna buy the 20 gold.
I'm buying my 20 gold.
okay.
thing,
Hugo will
although-
be able to find a nice.
Would it be
cloak.
cheaper for me? Because I don't actually need armor lining.
Roll me charisma.
Okay, sure. Or persuasion,
Roll me
or
persuasion, I would say. You're pretty.
I don't need the armor lining. Just line my clothing.
Yeah, you remember your parents telling you never buy the undercoating, and you mentioned that offhand to a merchant who stifles at you and say, "How did you know about that?" He'll drop it down a special deal for you for 15 gold.
Excellent. Watch it be like 50 or 5 silver in Everland.
In Mirabar.
Mirabar. No, in Everland. I just went to the worst merchant.
All right. Anybody else buying cold weather gear?
I'll buy mine here.
Yeah.
See if there's any
20
like
gold.
any really high quality stuff.
Does he whisper to me not to spread the secret?
Or would
Yes,
I be able
it's-
to make my own if I was to get the pelts?
Cold weather gear. I would say that's a survival check.
I
Know
also
how
don't
to-
think we've really killed anything that would be good for that.
Yeah.
Maybe in
But
Mirabar if we
even
hunt
if
a
we
bear.
did, we
I
didn't
believe
mention
you
we
have
were skinning
giant
them.
meat, and that's about it.
Well, no, like if I was to find
troll
pelts
hide.
within the city for like maybe 5 gold.
I see.
That
So
would
you're
be-
trying
Okay,
to you're going
okay.
for the trappers and asking around to see if they have
Yeah.
any spare pelts. You can roll me roll me survival. Or an
Alright.
int.
Yeah.
Well, you know there's hunters around, but you've been to every bank and barber shop, but you can't figure out where they are.
Human hair is the way to go. Stuff it all over yourself. Your itching will heat you up. But in any extra downtime, could I see if I could find any like magical curio? See if there's any type of magical item for sale. I doubt I'd be able to find what I want, but I'm just wondering if there's like something interesting
Yeah, let me bring that up.
to roll on the table.
Da, 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 da.
You're gonna find like a thing of
Like a
gears.
+3 unholy avenger, and it'll be like, this is 100,000 gold. I'll just say, why do you have such an evil artifact? And then I will die.
Close. Oh dear.
Wait a second. Quick question before this happens, or before everything. I have favored enemy humanoid. Would I be able to make or would I get advantage on a survival check to track these people?
God damn it.
You want to track a hunter?
The most
I
dangerous
also realized
game.
that apparently my number is wrong, so it should be a 7 instead of 5 for my survival check. But
Okay, I'll keep that in. I'll keep
They're
that
actually-
in
is it-
consideration.
one
I
sec.
mean, an 8 isn't terrible. It's still like under par, but
Let
Let
me
me double check the increases to 4, and you have advantage.
let me give you this hint. If there's gonna be anybody selling pelts for sale, it'll probably be in the same area Kuba's in, the mercantile district where everyone's selling things. I don't think you need to track somebody down. Just spend some time at the merchants and say, "Is anybody selling pelts that are suitable for making into clothes?"
yeah, but then they
Okay.
know, and then they're gonna charge them how much
Also,
it would
just
cost for
realized
a
again
cold
that
weather gear.
favored enemy, their greater favored enemy makes that a +4, so I have a 9 in my survival.
All right, you still rolled a 1 though.
I know, but this is for later.
To be fair, I
applications.
don't think. Actually, it might be an auto fail for skills. I forget.
At any
It-
rate,
it's
I
up
think
in the
I think
air.
you can ask any guard or people. Like you
Yeah.
won't find an underworld of black market pelt trading. In fact, I don't know
Oh
if you
yeah,
even want
this
to
is
with
the
your-
good
You see
shit.
this?
Yeah.
This is quality bugbear skin.
This is quality human leather.
It's really
I got Cloud
stretchy,
Giant
so
in
it
the
fits
back
the
if you're
form just
interested in that.
excellently.
You're like, request.
If legitimately, if we get Cloud Giant leather and make a belt out of it, do we get massive strength?
No, because I think you still need to enchant it with sufficient magic.
So
I
what if-
don't think a Cloud Giant itself is magical in its base components.
Damn. Anyways,
It's like killing a dragon, taking one of its talons and being like, it's a +3 dagger. Yes, I will tell you, you can find a pelt merchant who has many different kinds of pelts, from beaver to badger, which is going backwards in the alphabet, but
it's only in between
Oh,
BE and BA.
yeah.
Yep.
So
So you
you're
gotta
probably
find
looking
that-
for- Bear.
Bear would work.
Basilisk.
You want basilisk. You're looking for cold weather gear, and you ask for a cold-blooded animal.
It's
All
the
those
perfect
scales.
system. The cold won't know
Plus
where to
for the
go.
finishing.
You're going for the finishing over the. Yeah, sure. Basilisk hide, 200 gold each. Occupational hazard of
You
hunting.
there? How much are bear pelts?
Bear pelts. I can give you a bear pelt for about 3 gold.
Really?
Matt thinks you need about 2 bear pelts to make a full set of cold weather gear.
I think you could drop that by a gold.
Listen, man, I got a family to feed. Could you?
So did that bear, but you still killed it.
Yeah, but
Wow.
the bear. I wasn't being paid. I was being paid to kill the bear.
So was that bear.
The bear was being paid to die.
No, it was being paid to bear.
During this whole
If you keep
conversation, I'll
harassing
just
me,
like
I'm gonna not want to sell you these bear pelts. I don't know what you want to do with them.
I'm just gonna drop 12 gold.
Okay.
And
That'll get you 3 bear pelts. No, 4 bear pelts.
multiple attempts. And then I just walk away.
He's going for that skill up in craft leatherworking.
Okay. Creating your own old weather gear, like a cloak and stuff, that may sound simple, but I'm gonna ask you for man, I guess survival.
I'd say that,
Making
and then it
use
would
of an
take
animal.
like a. You
Okay.
say animal handling?
Yeah. It's rudimentary. It's not gonna win any prizes, but you are a tiefling, so I guess you weren't going for looks to begin with.
Okay, well, I mean, anything looks better than the devil he is, right?
You literally you
I
have
think he's
no
just-
idea. Like the head is on. You know, like they would.
Is
put
he
the
doing
head
the
on as a
barbarian
hood.
thing where it's
And
like
actually,
the.
still try to make another one.
Like the head is like the middle of a poncho kind of thing, and
Okay, there we go.
that one's a little better. You can actually see like where your arms are supposed to fit, and you know.
Could I give the worse off one to Creek?
He's a normal sized creature, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's
Yep.
interchangeable.
Medium size. I mean, hey, it's money I don't have to spend.
And hey, look, these pockets will be perfect for your weird noodly arms.
I'm not really sure why, but okay.
I was going for armholes.
They're
Sleeves.
speed holes. They
And
make the
what
pelt
looks
move
like-
faster.
It's not even crafted. He just cut 2 holes in the pelt, and he's like, "Your arms go here."
Expert
No,
in
that-
crafting.
Just to make sure. This
That's a
doesn't count as
rookie
armor,
mistake.
right?
That's a rookie mistake
It's an
there.
armor.
You need 3 holes. 2
That's
for the
true.
arms and 1 for the head.
No, this one drapes around like a weird like blanket.
A snuggie?
I reverse it and wear it like a vest.
I see. Wait, if it's a vest and it's sleeveless, and you've defeated the purpose of cold weather clothing.
Legitimately.
Like, I'm gonna say you create one good piece of cold weather gear, the other one is gonna be a crapshoot.
Okay.
I think we'll be fine just going to Mirabar. He can use that until he gets one in Mirabar. Let's move on.
Alright, magical items. There
Yes.
are some that you have found.
Excellent.
I'm going to roll a d100 to see what you get.
Yes.
And,
It's all gonna be expensive shit.
Well, there's 3 tables, and you get 3 items each.
Okay.
So 58, 40, and 26.
Potion of Vanishing, Dust of Disappearance, and Invisibility Belt.
Okay, so in one shop you find 2 potions of healing.
Oh boy.
And
I thought those were just supposed to be available at an alchemist.
Well, you're at a merchant, not an alchemist. You
That's
look
fair.
for magic items.
Yeah,
These are
you got
magic.
me.
And a spell scroll. Don't know what spell it is, but the merchant says don't get your hopes up. A very inexperienced wizard was casting these, which is why this one's only 5 gold.
I mean, never turn down a utility item.
See if we can sell those those weird potions we got, but from that guy.
Are you sure you
Hold
want
on.
to sell them? You never know when we might ostensibly need to
100,
be
68,
big.
58. Another guy has a wand of secrets. 58. A Chaotom's ointment.
I have to describe what each of these do.
And another spell scroll. This one was casted by a competent wizard. Okay, so you want a wand of secrets, huh? Like you want to know what that is?
I'd like to know what each of them do, but the wand of secrets
Yeah,
is
the
what's
merchant
piquing
can
my...
tell you it's got 3 charges, and you can use an action to spend 1 charge. And if a secret door or trap is within 30 feet of you, it pulses and points at the one nearest to you. It regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn.
We wouldn't even need Maradi or a rogue.
It is a rather nice item. It's on sale for 70 gold.
Oh. I'd pick that up. Well, let's see what else we get. I'm putting that on the back burner,
Chaoton's
though.
ointment, right?
Yes.
I remember Chaoton is some sort of like healing salve. Chaoton's ointment 5e. It's a glass jar, 3 inches in diameter, and contains. I have to roll that. Three charges of a
Okay.
thick mixture that smells faintly of aloe. Its jar and its contents weigh half a pound. As an action, 1 dose of the ointment can be swallowed or applied to the skin. The creature that receives it regains 2d8 plus 2 hit points, ceases to be poisoned, and is cured of any disease.
That's pretty useful too.
That is on sale for 55 gold.
Okay, okay.
Then the last one was a
A scroll, you said.
scroll. A wizard scroll.
Might still be able to cast it.
Da, 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 da. It is a scroll of blur. Your body becomes it's a one action casting time with a concentration of to 1 minute. Your body becomes blurred, shifting and wavering to all who can see you. For the duration, any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. The attacker is immune to this effect if it doesn't rely on sight or can see through illusions. And the third guy.
Okay, and it looks like I'd be the only person who'd be able to use that because scrolls have to be on your spell list.
For 63.92.
I'm surprised there isn't something that lets you use scrolls, like a rogue ability or something.
Oh, okay. So this one has 2 potions again, but one of them is a potion of heroism. One of them is a potion of mind reading. And he has a chime of opening.
That might be good.
Chime of opening. It's a hollow metal tube that measures about 1 foot long and weighs 1 pound. You can strike it as an action, pointing it at an object within 120 feet of you that can be opened, like a door, lid, or lock. Chime issues a tone, and one lock or latch on that object opens unless the sound can't reach it. If no locks or latches remain, the object itself opens. The chime can be used 10 times. After the 10th time, it cracks and becomes useless.
Okay, so it's finite uses, but it's essentially a knock spell 10 times.
Also 110 gold.
10. I'm kind of thinking going for the chime wand combo.
2 different merchants, so you can't bundle them for value, but I believe that's about 180 gold you're looking at total.
Yes. I'd bankroll that. I'll buy those, and if anyone wants any of the other things. So I'll pay with 13 platinum and 50 gold, so I'm down to 61 left.
Okay. You'll be able to collect those items.
Were either of them attunement? I'm guessing the chime not because it has uses, but the wand might be.
No attunement on the chime. No attunement on the wand.
Oh, perfect.
Huh. Well, that's all.
As you're traveling, or as you're going about your day in the town, one of the Archmage's weird cat things comes around.
Hello, Tressum.
Tressum will say, "Sir, you have an item waiting for you from the Lords of Waterdeep at the tower."
Well, let's go to the tower.
Okay, you go back to the tower, and sure enough, the Archmage is holding a package. And he says, "This came from the Lords of Waterdeep. The Harpers there have noticed that you're taking this great task, and have provided a single item of great interest that might help you in your travel. In addition to this, he also holds out 4 silver rings. And he says, these rings signify you as a friend of Waterdeep. Harshnag will also be wearing one of them, so you'll be able to know who he is by the side of the ring if you don't know what he looks like already."
Question.
Mhm.
If we wear these rings in here and that one faction sees it, are they going to hate us?
The Zentarim? I think
No,
they already hate
well,
us.
yes, but no, the other one, the one that broke off from the... Because remember,
Yes,
Everlyn broke
because
away from the Lords.
Everlyn broke away from the Lord's Alliance, but the Harpers all... Like, it's kind of like a Harper signet, but it's of Waterdeep.
Okay.
Yeah, the Harpers are just like a sort of faction. I wouldn't think
They're a multi-city faction. It's just
Yeah.
if it's the Harpers representing the Lords, that one councilman we have a favor to
Okay,
might
yeah,
not
I
look
see what
upon
you
it
mean.
favorably.
Ooh, Marathi.
Oh,
You take a special interest in this item.
Oh.
Looks like a mandolin.
Oh.
Nice. They sent us a loot.
If this is what I think it is, then this is one of the Kenayeth mandolins. That is a powerful
Oh.
artifact indeed.
What's
Most
it
of
do?
them.
Well, a bard with a Knife mandolin could invoke fly, invisibility, levitate, protection from evil and good, cure wounds, dispel magic, and protection from lightning, each once a day until the instrument recharges magic at dawn.
Is it once per
That's a
day
pretty
for any
fancy
of
loot.
those, or for each of
Each
them?
spell can be used once every day.
Wow, that just
Yeah,
gave you
it's
a
pretty
whole bunch
good.
of... Also, you said,
However, you do have to be holding the mandolin and playing it to invoke
Right.
the spells.
Mhm.
How's your mandolin playing?
let's just get this out of the way. I'm assuming that one's going to require attunement.
That one does require
Yeah,
attunement,
definitely.
and it's bard only.
Shocker. No,
Yeah.
give it to me. I'm going to
No,
play.
give it to me.
The
I
music-
start-
Creep,
I start
use the
strumming on
mandolin
it.
with my noodly arms and hit the person.
Would I have proficiency if here, hold on, because I can play the lute and the piano, or the lute's a string instrument, so I mean,
Yeah, so the mandolin and the lute are similar enough. that
No,
can
you
be
must
separate.
learn proficiency in mandolin. Otherwise, your music comes out gaudy. It won't change anything. We'll just make fun of you each time you play it.
Yeah, you're like, I got this. Sorry, I'm playing.
Play hot cross buns on a mandolin.
Oh man, when I'm finished playing Stairway to Heaven, this invisibility spell's gonna be sweet.
Now here's Wonderwall.
Anyway, they will give you the mandolin, and they say, this item though is not yours exactly. It's kind of like
It's online.
ours, but
Yeah.
please use it to help yourselves in this.
cool.
And then, if there's nothing else you'd like to do, the mages are ready to cast the teleportation circle to bring to Mirabar.
Perfect. Let's go.
Just before we leave, actually, now we could probably get some stuff and more stuff in the other place.
Well, then, with a short incantation, as you're all standing in the same circle, vision will go to black, and the next thing you know is
Unless it misfired, but
You think we're gonna get sent to some random place on the
Who
nowhere
knows?
near
I
a
mean-
destination?
Diagonally.
Just like 30 miles off the shore.
just out in the water. Oh no, our fatigue.
We should have gotten
Ow.
one of those foldable boats.
you will wake up.
Wait, wake up.
Yeah,
You'll
definitely
gain
make it.
vision. Everything is black, but there's a distinct smell in the air. Anybody with survival or perception? Guess
They're
perception.
both awful. 17.
It smells like cake.
Well,
You rolled performance.
Marati and Mateus, your life living in the noble houses has advantage because it smells like straw. You smell like you're in a stable.
Wait. Why would... I never go into the stable. That's what Marati went in for.
That's where he lives.
Yes. Many a tussles in the hay.
Yeah, he fucked the
You're
horses.
loose.
Wow.
I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah.
It was too easy.
You notice that
Exactly,
there are
because-
indeed hay bales all around and
Are we
the
stuck in one?
ever-present musk of horses.
With dark vision, can I see a door of any kind?
You can see a door, but more importantly, you see a dwarf.
Oh.
Hello.
Says,
I sense you.
says, hush, hush, keep it down. If the people of Mirabar knew the Harpers and started a teleportation portal inside the city, compromising its security, it wouldn't be very good for either of us.
True enough. Alright, how do we leave? One at a time rolled out in hay bales?
Well, first the name's Aspar. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to
Holds
meet
out
you
his
too.
hand.
A pleasure.
shake it.
Apologize for my compatriot's rudeness.
Well, you clearly don't want us to talk very
didn't
much,
say
so why would
anything.
we do introductions now and not outside?
Like you. And he points over to a door. He says, we can talk more outside.
Go.
You'll open the door, and out you stand. The first thing you notice is a very cold chill from the outside, as even though the sun is out, it seems to radiate only cold.
But my
Not
cold
snowing,
weather
but it's
gear.
quite cold.
I like this weather.
He says in the comfort of his well-made bear tunic.
Anyways, so.
Weak and Marati, on the other hand.
What? I
Noticeably
bought.
shivering.
Yeah, I bought it.
No,
Okay,
I'm
then it's
noticeably
just Greek.
shivering.
Just Greek is noticeable.
I thought he had the awful bear rug.
Turns out it wasn't all that great. Who knew
Aha.
that someone who didn't know how to do it on the first round, he couldn't make a reliably warm coat. It's almost as if that's like a profession or something.
Eh.
You should have done performance rug making.
Rug making. Anyway, the mage will say, it's not as grand as the tower in Everland, but it's serviceable, and
It's a wonderful city.
We've only seen the stable. How do we know that?
The stable is very well kept.
He'll say you'll be right, but
No, you can know a man by the. You can know a house by the condition of its stable.
I've received a sending that says you may be in possession of a voucher, and I should provide you with a horse and a cart.
Yes.
See me whenever you wish to strike out. While you're here, I would recommend seeing the inn. We haven't seen Harshnag in quite a while, but perhaps someone at the inn may know where he's gone.
Excellent. We heard that the Harpers in town would know more, so thank you for the advice. We will take it to heart. Do we have a map of Mirabar or anything? We are new in town.
The man will, or the mage dwarf will look around and
I mean, he's
say,
still a man, right?
The man dwarf, the manling. Unfortunately, my map of Mirabar is at the tailor's right now.
Ah, yes. You have to keep your map quite. I forget what a tailor does. I'm brain farting.
He makes clothes.
No, I know that, but there's like a phrase for it. You're having it like you do something to a suit.
Oh, you fit a suit. Or
there's another word I'm looking
suit is
for.
tailored.
Anyway, it's not a very complicated city. It's basically a city on top of a hill. So the outside has walls and towers. The inside is kind of all crammed together. There is a rich district to the north and a mercantile district to the south.
And just in the middle, it's
in the rich district.
Rich people.
Yes,
That's
aristocrats and their aristocracy. Word. Don't look it up.
Yes,
Anyways, we'll go to the inn. If I'll hand him the voucher. If you can have this prepped by tomorrow, say we'll stop by at this time tomorrow.
Just so you know, I only look like a stable hand. I'm actually an archmage, but I'll get this.
Well, I mean, you're our first point of contact.
35 years in the academy just to be treated like some sort of a valet.
Well, if you wanted us to treat you, like an archmage, put the teleportation circle in an archmage's tower where no one can leave.
Because he's the custodian of the teleportation circle, he really just is a valet. You've made him have an existential crisis. He's gonna have processing that for the rest of the day. You better go.
We'll see you tomorrow.
On our way out, I ask him for directions to the market.
Now remember, we had the black stallion and the painted rims. And I will walk off.
You can go to the market, Greek. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for warm clothing.
And I'm looking for a shit ton of oil.
Turns out that when you try and buy warm clothing in a cold environment, there's a lot of demand.
Yeah, it's actually 60 gold for the same kind of clothing that they all got. It turns out Mirabar is a rich city, and a lot of people here have money.
Well, is it? Am I getting what I pay for though?
You're getting what Kuba paid for.
And
like
I
it's
paid
functional.
Can I help him try and find a discount?
Yes.
Oh.
You were able to sweet talk a lot of the merchants there, saying, "Please."
I literally shove honey in their face.
He's hungry and cold.
Look at him. He was born deformed.
His arms may never noodle again.
My arms, they are like sad they are like sad dry noodles.
Normally possessing a heart of stone.
My noodle arm disease.
Normally possessing a heart of stone because this merchant is a dwarf and it's literally in his ancestry. He'll budge and say, "Very well, I can see your son is very ugly and stupid." 30 gold.
Pay the man.
I pay the man.
Good job. I pat him on the head. I'm teaching him market value.
Baby, he is hungry. Anybody else?
I'm gonna find some
Not unless we can try and find more magical items, but I think I got off pretty well with the wand and the chime.
like oil, torches.
That's true. What kind of... Do we know if we could see, like, any magical beasts, like yetis or something in the north that require special weaponry the way, like, a troll would down south in the moors?
Ooh, I see what you mean.
Like, anything we need to prep for.
You're right. We should make a fursuit out of Yeti.
I mean, you do you.
I mean, if the fur fits.
Probably wouldn't. I think yetis are large.
So we'd have multiple.
Let's see what I can find for you
I think Yetis are giants.
here.
They might be.
Well,
I could
they will
see-
say that because there is plenty of giant activity, some of them have magical items, some of them are in armor. Having some sort of magical way to pierce resistances would be effective,
It would
regardless
be quite
of the
difficult,
type.
but I'm assuming we couldn't find something like that here.
There is a wizard here who has scrolls of magic weapon.
Okay.
It's
Maybe worth
they're-
picking up.
they're each 15 gold. They're good for one cast of magic weapon.
Might be worth it to... The issue I see with that is the concentration. And
Sure.
I kind of use
That's
that
why
for
it's
haste
probably
anyways,
15
but
gold.
yeah.
Well, also,
And I
believe
can't
that
actually
spell
cast
is-
it.
That spell's what probably... I think bards and rangers can also have that spell.
No, paladin
Really?
wizard.
Paladin wizard. So it is kind of a unique spell for your group. It's up to you. The wizard is plenty of them.
None of us can literally cast it. It has to be on your spell list.
Yeah, he's a sorcerer.
Yep.
You're a sorcerer.
I
Okay,
mean,
well,
I just don't feel like casting it. That's right.
He used it. As
I am not a
YouTube.
sorcerer. I am a well-studied man.
okay.
But
other
I
than
do
that,
not
there-
need your
there are
trifles.
blacksmiths here
Good
with
day.
magical
I just-
weapons.
I just pull out a book and just yell, "Read!"
But you know that the price of having magical weapons might be beyond your wallets.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
especially since I spent most of my money. But
Perhaps
we'll
if you
just
s-
have to manage.
Perhaps if you stay in Marabar, you may be able to send a message back to Everlund. You still have a favor from the Zors.
Oh yeah, need magic
That's true.
weapons.
We should have, like, I'd rather just kind of set out and see if we can find him. We can do that later.
But before you said that, I heard you're going to the inn.
Yes, we're gonna ask around. No, we're just marching out to the north. Let's go right to the
Well-
ragged glacier.
As you head to the inn, it's a bustling place. Mirabar is kind of a haven for travelers, as it's fortified and shielded from the elements. You get a warm welcome and a crowded table, but the service is good. It looks like some delicious roasted meats and cold brews on tap if you're hungry or thirsty, and there's plenty of talk in the air.
This new coffee fad needs to stop.
I'll see if I can see any insignias of the Harpers here.
Okay, roll me perception.
Fuck.
You take a cursory look around, but nobody in particular is gaining your interest. Hold on. Anybody else with perception?
Yeah,
Give me
sure.
1 second. Oh yeah, it's just survival. Yeah, 15.
Perception, you said?
Yes.
20.
Thank you.
Alrighty. You hear a rather boisterous man bragging about being in the Harpers and leaving them because he said that the only person who can protect himself is himself, brandishing a very strange looking ring. Everybody
For
around
fuck's sake.
Everybody around him kind of ignores him because the man is clearly drunk.
Oh no, is there a kobold
I'll come up.
nearby?
Is he over at the bar?
Yeah, he's over at the bar.
Is his cup empty, or does it look at least low?
Oh, it's very full.
Okay. Then I'll come up and
Tell him next round is
ask
on
him
you.
to tell more of his tale on how the Harpers betrayed him. So
There's nothing against the Harpers, man. It's just when you're the guardian of a legendary artifact, you find that everybody wants to get their hands on it. You know what I mean? And as he touches you with his arm, as he reaches out, you feel a very cold shiver down your spine.
Ah, I think I get the gist. But
But
powerful
sure.
artifact, you say?
Surely there must be some heroes who are worthy of tales.
Oh, are you joining in the conversation? He says, well, my
I mean-
adventuring days are well behind me, friend, but I could tell you all sorts of times, like this time when I was in the jungle looking for my wife. There's a
Oh
There's a
God!
whole
Don't create a
mess of-
time paradox.
there's a whole mess of people who thought that they could either help me or harm me for this little number as he points to that ring.
Do I even need to roll a knowledge on the ring, a history?
No, it's pretty common knowledge that the Ring of Winter is a very famous artifact, and Artist Simber is most likely one of the most famous members of the Harpers League.
Well, not anymore, apparently.
Yeah.
Got kicked out or some shit.
Well, as he's pontificating and looking around, a woman with brown hair and deep brown eyes holds him by the shoulders and says, "Artist dear, I think it's time to go. I think you've had enough." And he'll say, "Oh, it's time to... Did I ever tell you the time I rescued you in the jungle?" She says, "Yes, yes, dear, I was there." And
Well, good
she
for him
quietly
for finding it
shepherds him
back.
away. So you wouldn't believe it.
Did he-
There's a dwarf, but he was really a bear.
And they all died repeatedly.
I'm pretty sure a lot of them died, but, you know, old artist here remembers. I remember them distinctly pissing off the bird people.
I don't even think he was there for that.
We told him about it.
The Ring of
Oh,
Winter
yeah.
told him
is a
about it.
mysterious artifact, my lord.
At any rate, the innkeeper will say, "Artist is always harmless. So if you do get on his wrong side, be prepared to,
Oh yes, we've
Well,
heard
I-
tales of
death.
the Ring of Winter's powers. We've also heard the Frost Giants are
Yeah.
constantly after it. Do they know he's in Mirabar, or?
even if they did, I think even the toughest frost giants would think twice about assaulting a town with this kind of protection. We've been fighting giants for centuries, ever since Tiamat rose up and...
You
created
know, they said the same
problems.
thing about Knight and Tribor, but all
Yes,
the
it's
best.
just Mirabar has a far greater history than either of those towns.
Bill said, "Well, the first thing we have to our advantage is actual walls. Tribor.
That
not.
is entirely true, and I hold it
Nightstone
against
had more
them.
of a fence by comparison.
Nightstone had a stone, and look where that got him." But
I
he'll
mean,
say,
they
"You
had
know,
walls, it's just they came
honestly,
in over the top.
if any single person were to be the guardian of a powerful artifact like that ring, Artist Simber is by far not the worst person for the job."
Who would
It's
be?
true, and I look towards
Probably a Frost Giant.
Looking at the bugbear, and he said, "Probably that guy. You see how far his arms stretch when he looks for more ale?"
Yeah, when he
Easily
goes to
pickpocket
attack,
that
people
man.
can just kind of, steal it off his finger.
Yes. Anyway.
But yes, we are
Enough
looking
about
for
old
enough about
heroes.
artists and his drunken debaucheries. Have you heard about the whereabouts of Harshnag?
Harshnag. Ah, the hero of Waterdeep with Force Grey. He doesn't like towns, per se. We did
That's what
see
we've
him on
heard.
the outskirts of Mirabar. He prefers to be by himself. Barbarians are kind of a strange bunch.
Believe
Tell
me,
me
we
about it.
know. And we look at Mr. Noodle Arms. We're gonna make a toy out of him someday and sell him to
He's
kids.
gonna merchandise
it.
it. As
Called
well,
Stretch.
Creep,
he's
the hero.
he's not hard to spot. If you haven't seen him before, he wields some sort of great axe that glows like a light whenever it gets cold out here, which is, suffice to say, all the time.
Must be a
Interesting.
nuisance for the neighbors.
I think that's why he stays out in the outskirts. Come on, Maradi, you're supposed to be my anchor to reality.
But I've known Harshnag for a number of years, even when he's afraid of coming to towns because people will think he's different from the rest of us. He's actually quite soft-spoken and very wise. If you're looking for him, you must have a good reason. But I'll not pry you for information on that.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
Oh, I was expecting someone to give the reason.
I mean, we need to see him because we need to see him. That's enough reason.
Last I heard, Harshnag was headed east,
East.
which is
Up
what
the Mirar River.
Are you on the map? Yes, you are.
Yes. No, I just memorized the map. I know the exact layout of the Forgotten Lands.
I am the map.
Yes, he went by the riverside. He said he was heading to the Valley of Kadrun. Not sure
Excellent,
what
thank
you
you.
might want there, but perhaps you'll see him. Give him my regards.
Your name?
Johnny.
Goni.
Yes, Richmond.
Very well. Don't turn me into a raptor. So I think we need to go back to the valet and tell him we need a boat instead.
Well, considering the Mirror River is frozen,
We need ice skates.
he said I
A
could.
boat on ice skates.
He said like
My toboggan idea seems to be working.
there
more
is snow.
valid.
You could theoretically get a toboggan with wolves or
Yes.
dogs, riding dogs.
Why?
And I did a
We
rod.
have Creek right here.
Is he going to be the dog or the toboggan?
Either
That's
or.
disturbing no matter which way you look at it.
Bring
It
my
would take a
toboggan.
day to get the sled and necessary animals together, but he says it's doable.
Okay, I think that would be... If we're heading to the north, it might be better. But yeah, so I think we'll kind of retire for the day, have that get set up, and start heading to the valley and see if we can run into this Harshnag and give
Out of
him
curiosity.
Johnny's favor.
What was that stuff artist was drinking?
Artist is a lightweight. He was drinking a fuzzy navel.
Wow. Okay.
You're surprised
Sparkling
I even know
water.
that drink out here. I'll have the girliest, or she'll have the girliest drink, and I'll have a fuzzy navel. 2 fuzzy navels coming up. But yeah, I need to retire because it's time for bed.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay,
that's just
so-
fine.
We'll set off next time, and hopefully... I mean, it's nice to have these sessions where it's just talky and everyone gets to, you know, chime in.
Well,
Get
this
their
is really
moments.
preparing you for the quest ahead. Like
And
you got some items. You've established yourselves as agents of the Harpers by the rings that you wear. You're kind of like
Watch
how Lord
none
of
of
the
it
Rings is
matter
a lot
as we're about
talking
to
and very
die.
little about battle.
Makes the battle sweeter.
And
Anyways.
are there battles in for you?
Oh, I'm sure. In any type of... No, we're just gonna talk our way to the end.
I mean, you
Yep.
have a bard.
I
It's not
can-
exactly out of the
exactly.
question.
Hey, I'm party face now.
Look,
Explain to me how tomato fruit salad is salsa.
What?
Salsa.
I have
Salsa
no...
is just a fruit
On that
salad
note,
made with tomatoes.
that
Yeah.
is our mind bender of the day. Is
Good night,
tomato
everybody.
fruit salad salsa. Good night.